welcome back to my channel. Today I have a project share and I am so sorry. I know it's been a long time since I've posted any sort of videos. I haven't had a chance to really do any planning, any hauls, project shares, any of the videos that I'm used to doing. I just have not had a chance to do, and I'm so super sorry about that. I'm hoping that I can get back into it. So starting today, I have a project share for a swap that I'm doing with Yoli Fernan here on YouTube. And she is an absolutely amazing crafter, you guys. You have to check her out. In fact, she's my biggest inspiration. Whenever I feel blocked or I don't have an idea of what to do, I watch her videos and I'm instantly inspired. So I was incredibly honored that she wanted to swap with me. And so I did our swap, which was an embellishment box, a wand, a card, and a stationery box, which I've never done before. And of course, I made some extras because, like I said, she's my biggest inspiration. So I really wanted to put everything I had into this swap. So let me start with the stationery box. So this is what I came up with. There are a number of tutorials on YouTube on how to make this. I followed a tutorial by Made Crafts, and I will link it down below if you wanted to check it out. It was a really good tutorial. Step-by-step instruction, made it very simple to create. I've never made one of these before and it just turned out so beautifully. I used the paper pad by Prima called Lavender, and this is essentially the paper pad that I used for the entire project. So all the projects will be incorporating this paper or a different paper from the same paper pad, if that makes sense. Anyway, this is the stationery box that I created. Here is the top. So I included a flower cluster here, a little kind of plastic bird. She's a big fan of birds, so I decided to use quite a few of those. Some pearl sprays, some lace, and this rhinestone sticker I got from Dollar Tree. And then on the front I had just one of these florist stickers from Dollar Tree, some pearl trim, a shabby seam binding bow, which continues on the other side, which I also used a fabric rose as well. So the stationery box that Made Crafts made carried things like note cards and a notepad, a pen, very stationery-esque. But we decided to hold some handmade embellishments in our boxes. So I will show you what those look like. So the cover just pops off like this. And actually maybe I can use that to lean. And then this opens up like that. So yeah, this is the inside of the stationery box. There are 3 pockets, one big one back here, 2 little ones in the front. And then here I decided to create a paper, oh my goodness, I can't remember what this is called, folder, I guess. And here I'm just including some cut up parts or cutouts, or these die cuts of these girls by Polka Doodles. I believe it's called the Ruby Collection. I know she's a big fan of them, and I recently bought these for another reason, so I thought I'd share those with her. And so I created a little folder for them to sit in, and I'm probably going to cut out a bit more so that I can put it on the other side. But in the front, I just used a die in my stash that says Cherish, and then I included these flower stickers that I got at Dollar Tree. And then on the side, I embellished some more clothespins. I I did this for a previous project, absolutely fell in love with the way that they turned out. So for these ones, I decided to use this kind of lavender lilac washi. And I painted them white again because the only clothespins I could find were the natural brown color. And then I just used a various number of different purple related flowers. I included a lace applique on the bottom, some pearl sprays. And then here I just have a slit on the top and on the bottom where they are displayed. So they look like that. On the side I just have this die of this kind of vine with these roses, and I repeated it on the other side. The paper that I used for the inside again came from the Prima paper pad that I was talking about. So for the, let me see if I can, there we go. So for the first pocket, I have a bunch of these swan die cuts. She made a comment on one of my videos that she really liked this swan, so I decided to give some to her. In this pocket here, I just have a bunch of the cut aparts from the paper pad. And then in this pocket here, I have some of my heart rosette embellishments. And I have a tutorial for how to make these lacy hearts. I will link it down below if you're interested in checking that out. I have a layer of crepe paper as well as a layer of tulle, or a couple of layers of tulle. I included some stamens. I also included some gold thread underneath the flowers and these rhinestone stickers. I'll also be gifting her this stamp. I made these tags, and like I said, she's a big fan of birds and bird cages, so I had these dies in my stash of these bird cages, and so I cut them out of white glitter paper. And I cut the little birds that come with the dies in glitter purple paper. And then I included some seam binding for the ties, I guess. And I used the same paper again. Next, I have some butterflies that I made, and these flatbacks here comes from Michaels. And these are kind of cool because they're only glued in the middle, so they can actually be brought up like that, so to make them more 3D. So I love these layered dies. They just give so much more dimension. And then I also cut out some of these roses in the purple. As you can see, purple is a very big theme in this project. And this is the alt new die that you can get in the Simply Cards magazine, I think it's called. So I just cut out a few of those. And then I'm also gifting her this embellishment, not embellishment, I'm sorry, this embossing folder. Just these cute little hearts. I figured hearts would come in handy for pretty much all year. So I will put those back in. And while I am doing that, I do want to say that this video may be a little long. Like I said, the swap itself is quite large already, but I did a few extras, and so I've got a lot to show you guys. So I do want to apologize beforehand if you get bored. Anyway, that is the stationery box. And as you can see, it's a little full, but the cover really goes on nicely. So I'm just going to put that on, and so that's my stationery box. Next, I'll move on to the wand. And you know me, I love making wands, and she makes the most beautiful wands. So I'm so excited to see hers. For this wand, I decided to use the Polka Doodle Girl, one of the Ruby girls, and she has a purple dress with purple hair, so I figured she'd be perfect for this. The rosette, the initial rosette is 2 3-inch piece strips folded and glued together and created into a rosette. Then I have a piece of lace. I I have like 3 or 4 dies layered on top of each other. I don't know if you can see, there's one there, there's one underneath there. There is another one underneath that one. I have a pink doily as well. And then I have these silver butterflies, and I love kind of folding them in the middle like this and giving them that 3D effect, like their wings are kind of open, so, well, not fully open. You know, they're not just flat like this. I love that look. I included some feathers up here. And then, of course, I have a number of flower clusters. I've used a lot of flowers in this project, or in this swap. These stamens here came from AliExpress. So did the white rose. So did this one here. These I got from eBay, I think, or I Am Roses. I can't remember. This is an AliExpress rose. That's an AliExpress rose. Got some pearl spray. Don't remember where I got that. It's just an iridescent pearls. And here I have some more flowers. This one comes from Daiso. And then here I have a bow using an Alina Cuddle die. Here's another flower from Daiso. I included another one of these birdies on top just to keep everything consistent and tie things together. Then I have just a number of different ribbons to act as the hanging element, I guess. And then I also included this pearl rose trim. And I think it's really pretty. I really like the way that's turned out. Next, I will show you the embellishment box. So this is the toolbox that you get at the Dollar Tree. And again, I decided to use one of the Polka Doodle Girls. This is the Serenity Fairy collection, I think it's called. Or Serenity Wishes, I can't remember. It's the fairy collection. And there's just a number of different fairies in that collection. And again, she has purple in her hair, so I thought that'd be perfect. For the embellishment box itself, I first layered on this piece of lace, and then I included this pearl heart trim on the side. And then here's more of that Prima paper. I have a kind of doily that I cut out of a die, and then I edged it with some lace. I try to, again, use the same products and same supplies for all the projects so they all tie in together. In the middle, I have a different pattern paper just for a little bit of dimension. I included a shabby or seam binding bow here, another rose. These rhinestone hearts are from the Dollar Tree. And as far as the cluster goes, I included another one of those little white birdies. They're so cute. I love these birdies. They come from a local fabric store, as well as, I'm sorry, hit the camera, as well as these flowers here. This big white rose comes from Dollarama. Here's some more stamens. These foam roses are from AliExpress. These little flowers, I can't remember. I think they're either from eBay or I Am Roses. Some more feathers, some more. And then I have these stamens as well. I don't know if you can see them. I have a word that says lovely, and I cut that out a few times in the purple glitter just to give it a little bit more depth. And yeah, I think it turned out really pretty. I edged it with some of this roughly laced trim, and then on the front I have this kind of resin rose surrounded by these rhinestones. It actually was white. It didn't come in purple, so I used my alcohol marker to, well, essentially paint it to make it purple, and I think it turned out quite well. So for the inside, oh, I'm sorry about the girl. So I printed her and I cut her out. I used some stickles in her hair, and then I had these sequins. So I just, and she has flowers in her hair. I just accentuated that with some of these sequins and these pearls. I thought that was really pretty. So on the inside, I decided to decorate the inside as well. And I used the girl from Ali Express because I know she loves this girl, so I decided to use her. And I just have these silver, oh, that one's falling off. Silver sequin butterflies. And so they're kind of like flying out of her hands, which I thought was really cool. And again, I have some more of that Prima paper. And here are the goodies that I'm going to be including. Some foam roses, some of those butterfly sequins. I need to replace those, it looks like. Some flatbacks, some flowers. So, yeah, I love that effect. So that is my embellishment box. Finally, I made two different yet similar cards. And one is going to be blank and one is going to be for her. So this is the one that I'm going to be, this is one that basically it's going to be part of the swap. So first I'll show you the topper. I just embossed it using a rose embossing folder that I had. I think it was by Cuttlebug. And then I punched it using my Martha Stewart punch. I just used some of this butterfly purple trim or purple butterfly trim that I got at Dollarama. I cut out a scalloped circle out of some glitter silver paper. And then this two-tone rose that I got from AliExpress. And so like I said, this is going to be the blank card. So, for the focal point, I used the Saturated Canary stamp called Breeze. And this is my most favorite Saturated Canary stamp. Well, actually, it's my only Saturated Canary stamp, but she's still my absolute favorite. I think she's so adorable. So I decided to stamp her and color her. I used a die that I had in my stash to cut her out so she's framed. I have two pieces of the Prima paper, two different pieces of Prima paper to give it a little bit more dimension. This is a shaped card, as you can see. I didn't have a die this big in this shape, so I used my Silhouette Cameo. It was super easy. And I have a die here of a clock face that I got from Alina Cuddle. I layered on a piece of lace on the bottom. I have this lace butterfly, kind of crochet butterfly that I stickled to give it a little bit more glittery, more sparkle. And then for the cluster, these ones came from eBay. This is AliExpress, and then the others come from, I think, I Am Roses or eBay. I can't remember. I bought a bunch at once, so it's really hard to keep track. These leaves here come from a local fabric store. I used some more of that pearl rose trim on the bottom. And I found these beautiful 3 pearl, I think they're called corsage pins or hat pins on eBay. I just absolutely love them. I think they're gorgeous. And then I also included a little key charm that I got on AliExpress. And I used one of the stems from the roses to tie it in essentially. So I have a piece of the wire on top. And then I just used some glue to adhere it. Here is the inside. So I used some more of that Prima paper, and then I have a oval here that she can use to write her message. As like I said, this is going to be a blank card. She can do what she wants with it. She can keep it. She can give it to somebody else. Completely up to her. I also created one for her because I really like to create cards for my projects. You know, just to thank the people that swapped with me and to say hi. As you can see, I personalized this one because I used some of these word stickers that I had in my stash to spell out her name. I used the Breeze stamp again. I used a different die to cut her out, as you can see. I used some flat back pearls around that. Like I said, it's similar but different if you compare the two, because here I've got a bigger bow but less flowers. And this one I have a lace heart on the bottom. I also included these little wooden butterflies that I got from Dollarama. I included these kind of crystally corsage pins. I included another key in the same way that I did the other one. I have a thicker lace on the bottom. Again, I have 2 pieces of Prima paper. And this one is actually my very first, as you can see, it's still a shaped card, but it's my very first easel card. So I have some ruffle lace and this heart trim to act as the stopper. And here is a rectangle that I cut out using a die so that I can write my message. And I know some people make easel cards so that they're standing up all the way back here, so they look like that. But I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of, showing the message for all to see essentially. So I just have it so that this way the message is completely covered and it can still be displayed and put out if she wants to do so. So I thought that was really pretty and super simple. I was so overwhelmed about making one of these, but they were ridiculously easy. And I love the effect of this easel card. So I'm definitely gonna be making more of those. Okay, so next I will move on to the stuff. That was the swap. Now I'll move on to the stuff that I did for her, just extra stuff. So she has on her channel a video where she shows these memory decks cards she created using the Greeting Farm The Little Mermaid stamp. And that was the very first video I saw of hers, and I absolutely fell in love. So during our communication, I asked her if she would be willing to send me one of those because I absolutely had to have one. They're just so cute. And she agreed. So, I'm super excited about that. And of course, she's making me a memory decks card, so I decided that I would make her one as well. And here it is. So, the topper is exactly the same as I did for the card. It's just this embossed paper, the butterfly trim, flowers, scallop circle. So this memory decks card is made using one of those swans that I gifted her, as you can see. So I finally have a die to cut out the memory decks card, so that's really cool. And again, I used the Prima paper pad. And so here I have a small white doily, and then I layered on a crepe paper rosette that I edged with some of this glitterific. I punched out a scalloped or a silver glitter scalloped circle. I included some gold thread and then included the beautiful swan. I gave her a little bit of a necklace with some bling. I included these feathers for her feathers. I have a piece of lace on the bottom. It's kind of like scalloped. And I don't know if you can see, but I also have this really small heart pearl trim as well. I included another seam binding bow and of course some more flowers and some more stamens. And I hope she likes it because yeah, I really love those memory decks cards that she created. So I hope you like this. Okay, so next I have an altered mirror, and this mirror comes from Dollar Tree. I first painted it using some white acrylic paint, and then in the middle I used some more of that paper. I edged it with some lace, some more pearls, again just kind of tie everything together For the focal point, I used this girl, and I didn't have this kind of pattern paper, so I just decided to draw in the flowers using my alcohol markers. I cut out the word hello in gold foil, included some more of those rhinestone hearts, and then some more flowers again. I have this white wooden bird that I colored white using acrylic paint. I also have these beautiful rosebuds. I died when I saw these. I bought so many because they're so pretty. And then I included this big kind of lavender color rose just to finish it off. I thought it was super cute. I took this opportunity to kind of, work on projects that I've been meaning to work on, certain things that I've never made before. I thought this would be the perfect time to do it, and also to gift her some things. So next I will show you this little purse that I created. As you can see, I actually found this beautiful keychain that I just decided to hang on one of the straps. It's a purple butterfly. How perfect is that? I found this in a local souvenir shop, so I thought it would be perfect for this purse. And I included a bow with kind of like a resin heart in the middle. I edged it with some pearl trim. Use some more of that Prima paper pad. I'll be including this fuzzy pen I got from Dollar Tree. I also got this from Dollar Tree, and it just, I thought, fit the color theme so well. And it's so pretty with the arrow and so fuzzy. Next, I created a tag. 2 reasons. One, I really wanted to use a Greeting Farm stamp because just like as I mentioned previously, she's a fan of Greeting Farm as I am. So I wanted to use a stamp that I haven't used before, and she comes from the Bloom collection. Also, I have these sequins that I wanted to gift her. Super pretty sequins, but the tops are not super pretty, so I thought that would be a great way to just kind of hide them using the tag. So I used this paper from the Prima paper pad, and looking at it, it looked like a garden scene to me. And I just recently got this trellis die with this gate, and I thought, how perfect would it be to kind of show that she's in her garden. So I have a lot of the stems left on the flowers to show them, growing from the ground. And I love the way that's turned out. I used some roses for her hair as well, for kind of like her headband, I guess. I paper pieced the dress. And I, of course, included some more lace, some more pearl trim. Up here, I included a bunch of tulle and another one of these foam roses. And I just thought it was super cute. I love the way that's turned out. So yeah, that I was going to use to kind of cover that. I'll be also gifting her this beautiful notepad. And that's going to go in there as well. So that's just going to, like that, like that. And then the keychain. Oops. Oops. There we go. So again, this is one of those projects that I really wanted to do, and I thought this would be the perfect time to do it. So next, I have this container, and this is using a container that I found at Dollar Tree. Covered it with some more of the paper pad, or paper. I keep saying paper pad, I'm sorry, paper. Prima paper. Here's the top. I included another one of these silver butterflies and some more feathers. Edged it with some of this ruffly lace. And then I put some lace in the middle as well as on the bottom to kind of frame my focal point, which is this fairy from the Greeting Farm. I used some Spectrum Noir for her hair, some stickles for her wings. I used 2 different dies, or actually I think they're the same dies, but 2 different sizes in 2 different pattern papers. Included another one of these foam roses and tulle, as well as some feathers. Here's another big butterfly and another cluster of flowers here. I also included this sequin trim that I got from my local fabric store. And so this, when I got it from the Dollar Tree, it was actually white and it said happy birthday all over. So it's amazing that, you know, with just some different paper, how different or how much it can change. Anyway, I'm using this because she mentioned in one of her videos that she doesn't have a whole lot of trim. So I decided to go to my local fabric store and just kind of grab a bunch of different laces and trims for her in different colors and sizes and shapes. Some of the laces that I use in this project as well. And that just slides in. Not supposed to. I think it's just a bit too full. Here we go. There we go. So I thought that turned out super cute and I hope she likes it. Okay, so finally, the last thing I have is another project that I've been meaning to do for a long time, but I haven't had a chance, and it's one of those altered coffee sleeves. So I decided that I was going to gift her some of these coffee crisp. These are one of my favorites. And I understand that you can't get these in the States. So I thought I would share these with her. I also found corresponding hot chocolate mix in coffee crisp flavor. So I thought that was really cool, and I thought that'd be a really cute package just to send along to her. So here is the coffee sleeve. And again, this was super easy. I took it, I undid the glue, and then that made it easier to cover it with paper. And then when I put it back together, as you can see, I put the seam in the front so that I knew because of all the decoration that it's going to be covered. So at least that way there's no seam anywhere. So that's the back and that's the front. I added some more with this ruffly lace. I included another one of these wooden birds, some holographic leaves, another pearl floor sticker from the Dollar Tree. I used another polka doodle girl from the Ruby collection. This one's my favorite. She reminds me of like a Parisian girl because she's got the beret and the flowers, you know. I cut out 2 frames with 2 different dies. There's a scalloped one and there's kind of like a, I don't know what you call this. In 2 different papers, include another one of these rhinestone hearts, another more of this heart trim, and then another cluster of flowers. And I thought that would be really cute to just gift this kind of hot chocolate package together. So I'll be gifting her that. I just wish it wasn't yellow. But otherwise, super cute idea. Definitely going to be making more of these. This was super simple and I love the way this turned out. Okay, so that was my project share. Let me put everything in the middle for you guys so you can see what I've done just as a kind of a general glance, I guess. So here's the card. Here's the other card. Here's my purse. Here's the embellishment box. There's that container and the mirror and the wand. So as you can see, I have had a lot of fun with this. Yoli, thank you so much for swapping with me. Like I said previously, you are my biggest inspiration and I was super honored to do this swap with you. And I hope that there's more to come. For everybody else, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. Again, I'm so sorry that it was so long, but thank you so much for sticking around. And until my next video, have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.